Got it.
Hello and welcome to All About the Bass. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Lee.
He is. He
I
really
am.
is.
I am.
Right, and today we've got a little concept for you.
Yeah, so we thought we'd just mix it up a little bit, see what we can get for £1,000. Bass and amp.
Yeah, because previously we've done like, you know, best rig, bass and amp rig for under £500. So we thought we'd step it up a little bit.
Yep.
You know, maybe you're going into the second stage and you want to think, right, if I spend a bit more money, what can I get?
That's it.
So
That's it.
yeah, that's what we're looking at today. What can you get, you know, bass and an amp, £1,000. Under, you know, because some of these are going to come in considerably less. So
spare some money for some leads and pedals.
yeah,
maybe at the end.
And maybe we can decide if it's better to spend more money on a bass and less on an amp, or maybe the other way round.
Yep. Yeah, that's always a question that comes up in the shop. Always.
Yeah.
What first?
I'm sure it is.
First. So
what are you telling me? That would be a quick video.
Yeah, yeah, done.
No, because you see, it's very different depending on your circumstances.
Yeah, this
like
is it.
if you want a gig, then you're going to want a more robust amp.
Too right.
You know, and if you're just playing at home, then maybe you don't need to spend so much on an amp.
But you want to put a little bit more quality into the bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did we find when we popped into the shop?
So yeah, we had a little nose round and we picked a few things. So
let's have a look at the amps.
Let's have a look at the amps. So we've got one of the little TC Electronic BG250, which is a 2x8 combo. So some little speakers. But
now I was just playing.
sound.
I was just playing through that one on that little intro jam that we did. And I have to say, because when you think 2x8, what's that going to sound like? Like a transistor radio? That's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
But actually, do you know what? It ain't that bad, is it?
The low end's really good.
As long as you keep the amp on the floor,
Yeah.
you know, it's fine. And I just had that set flat, so there's no extended bass going on there or anything. It's running pretty much at max volume. I think, what's this rated at?
Well, that is, where are we? 250 watts.
Okay. So yeah, it's all relative with amps, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing, because sometimes things will be 250 watts and it doesn't really sound that loud.
Yeah.
And other things will be, you know, 250 watts and they're like deafening. So.
And then we thought we'd just like plug and do all these in. Maybe again, sort of speaker size can maybe give you a little bit more, sort of, you know, resonance in the lower end where you're missing. But
size isn't
overall,
everything.
It's not.
But it is. Isn't it, ladies? Right, okay, so that's that amp, and we've got this one in the middle. So this is like, even though it's the biggest one, it's kind of middle price-wise.
It is.
And this is a Fender Rumble 200.
Well, let's just check on. So that's 299.
299.
Just to let you know, the little TG 250.
Okay, £300, yeah.
So Rumble 200 is 445.
Okay, so about 450.
So we're looking a little bit different because you've got one 15 speaker in there instead of the 2.8. So even though same sort of power rating, you may hear something different because that's obviously different workings inside the amp as well. But generally, bigger speaker, you're going to get a little bit more bass presence.
Okay, more bottom end.
More bottom end.
Obviously, and also more features on this amplifier as well. You've got like more EQ options. You've got a drive channel.
Yep.
You know, you've got some
There's
various
like a
sort of
switch
preset tone stuff, and then on the back you've got effects loops, headphone sockets, blah blah blah.
Everything you need.
Some nice things on there.
Yeah.
extension cab you can have with this one.
Yep. If you need to, say, extend it out, I mean, it's 200 watts as it is.
Yeah, I expect you probably get some more level out of it then.
A little bit more of power rating with another cab.
Okay, so that's something you could expand.
That's our kind of our mid-range that we picked.
Okay, and you were playing through on the intro jam. You were playing through the Mark bass.
Yeah, a little CMD 121P, I believe it's called. Yes.
And that's a 112.
112 little combo.
Yeah.
But the power on this is 300 watts as it is.
Right.
But if you extend it out to another extension speaker, you get 500 watts.
Right.
So there's options there to really poke up the power if you need.
Okay.
But that was all set flat as well as I was playing.
How's that on the old spec? What have you got?
So the spec, you've got DI, so straight out the balanced input there. You've got your line out volume, master, gain, and I think you've got some mid frequency. So yeah, you've got mid low, you've got high mids, low mids, bass end, treble. You've got 2 filters as well, which Mark Bass are known for. So they've got the VLE and the VPF, which the VPF is kind of that contour, how much you want of a kind of mid scoop.
Yeah.
And the VPF is like more old school. It's like on, you might have seen the Marcus Miller signature amps we just reviewed as well. Same sort of thing, really. How much you want to bring sort of new school, old school, sort of back and forth. So
I see.
But it's off at the moment, so we haven't used that yet.
Okay, fine. And that's the higher priced amp, right?
This is the higher one, yeah. So this is up at 663 currently. So. It is, sort of the higher end of what we've kept here. Obviously, so we're trying to keep it under £1,000. There's loads of more options that you can have a look at. But just to try and keep it in this budget, this was the one. This was the one really to be able to afford a bass at the same time.
Okay, so and then the basses that we've paired those up with then, because that's the cheapest amp. This is the most expensive bass we have.
Yes, which is the SR650 from Ibanez.
Okay.
Which is one of the newer ones. Only been around about a year. They've started using Nordstrom pickups in certain models. Which are a little bit more balanced. They use Bartolini's and they've got their own sort of sound gear design. Right. These are very versatile out of them all. You know, they're most usable I've found. Right. But yeah, decent little bass, active passive switching, if you so need.
Okay.
Split pickups, obviously you sort of Fender style. Split pickup in the neck and the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, I dare say we've probably reviewed this at some point, have we?
I think we might have covered it in like a new arrivals one that we've done before. Yeah.
So if this takes your interest, you could always go back and look at some older videos that we've done.
Absolutely.
Right then, in the mid range.
The mid range to go with the mid range amp, so you still get under £1,000. This one is the vintage modified. Ooh,
hello.
Turned on. Thank you, mate. Oh, thanks. Vintage modified Squire 70 style 5-string, which is a classic looking jazz bass from Squire.
Apart from the extra string.
Apart from the extra string, yeah. So, but this is what you'd find for a normal passive jazz bass, but with a 5-string in the Squire range. So this is just under £400, 374, I think. Yes. So to pair this up with the most expensive amp, we've gone for a cheaper bass, or the cheapest bass out of here. So the 5-string newly arrived V3, which you and Lee looked at. Yeah. So this comes up at 294, so just under 300 quid. Okay. But a bit of a beast.
Well, it's tremendous value, isn't it, really? At sub 300 quid, really, you're getting an awful lot of bass for your money there.
Yeah, too
So
much.
you're not really, it's not like you're, what's the expression I'm after? Think of something, quickly. God damn you.
What expression? I was just finding any expression.
It's just so, anything you like.
Yeah.
You're not really suffering too much with that bass, are you? Because that bass sounds great.
No, straight away, it's just really, really comfy. I'm quite familiar, as you are, mate. You got one as well. Say with the controls, so I'll put everything flat for now. But even just like as it is, it just sounds great. Yeah. Cool.
So all right.
Sweet.
So there we are.
So there's a bit of a selection. We've just thought, really sort of to keep it as broad as possible. You've obviously got an active bass, passive. This is active as well, but you've got the active passive switching in this. Yeah. And as you say, it's really just for what sort of size, what band you're playing in, or if it's a small little duo. Obviously, different size of outfit you need for an amp is going to be what you need to think of. How loud your drummer is, because sometimes you just get swamped.
Oh, that's true.
But I'm pretty sure that all of these will be able to keep up with the majority of drummers out there.
Yeah, so, if you've got some sort of PA backup, you'll be all right. If you've got monitors and stuff on stage, you'll be all right. Or in-ear monitors, a lot of people use these days,
Yeah, absolutely.
Or, of course, the other thing is, a lot of people may not want to gig anyway. They might just want to stay at home, in which case you don't need a huge amp.
No, not at all.
You might want to spend a bit more on the bass.
Yep.
And not need it.
And then when you get to the time when you're gigging, you want to get out, then start having a look at, sort of bring up the power of the bass amps. Absolutely.
Okay, well look, we haven't had a listen to this one yet.
Yeah, should we plug it in?
Do you think we should plug that in?
Absolutely. So that's going through the Fender.
Yeah, and also as an alternative to this, because this is a more expensive modern bass, maybe we should look at something a bit more traditional.
Yes. So we thought that. So
that's about the same sort of money.
Same sort of money. So I'm thinking again. Let's get a. Oh, look at that! It's like you prepared it, mate. Look at that. So we've got. The Mexican P bass, these are around sort of 650, so going into the cheapest amp here still brings us under our grand budget.
Okay.
But gives you something a bit more traditional.
Yeah.
So, right, shall I?
Shall we have a little play?
Shall we have a little go?
Go!
Ah!
Hey, I'll tell you what, that's a nice sound.
Yeah.
I like that.
It sounds, that paired with that,
That's pretty good, isn't it?
it works.
And that still comes in under budget, right?
It does indeed. Yeah. So these you're looking around sort of about 650,
Right.
660.
Yeah.
So
So you
double
get-
check that. We'll have the prices below, but it still comes in under budget. It's under 700 quid. That's 299. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you get on with that?
it's nice. It is nice. I don't know if I feel. It's coming from. This has got a satin neck. This has got a gloss. They both feel equally as comfortable, to be honest. I mean, I like the switching options you get on this.
Well, this is more flexible, right? Because this is active. So you've
Yeah.
got the active EQ, or you can have it switched to passive. So yeah, I mean, you've got more tonal flexibility on this bass.
Few more options. That's it. Yeah, and I think, but equally, it plays really, really nicely. It's set up really nicely. This particular one. So no, it sounds good. I think even more this.
You get some
amp,
free lessons with that one.
free lessons.
Hey, there you go. That might be handy.
You do indeed, yeah. So that comes with and all Squires, and I think some Fenders now as well. Go up into the range. They've got this online academy. You can start learning. So if you are a beginner watching this and you're thinking about say spending $1,000 and getting this is definitely something you can get involved in.
Another thing that's interesting, I think the only amp on here that's got a headphone switch, because we talked about playing at home, and you might want to not annoy your wife or kids or neighbours.
Yeah.
Then this has the Fender's got a headphone switch on it.
So, oh man, so okay. I mean, obviously we've got a few different options. We tried to look through some orange combos and bits and pieces as well that we as we were going around.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, we can fill the room up with various things. We're just trying to get a rough idea of what's available.
Balance it out as well with power output, because some of the orange stuff, you're paying 400 quid, but you only got 100 watt as combos.
Well, for instance, Fender do a Rumble 500.
Which ain't too much.
For a little bit more, for about 500 quid.
Yeah.
But that actually is a bit misleading because it's not 500 watts, it's 350 until you plug an extension cab in.
That's it.
Whereas this is 200 out the box, and that's pretty loud.
It is.
And it's got lots of bottom end.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, let's have a little sum up then. What are you thinking?
Out of them all, I don't know if I'm just being biased because I'm going through it at the moment, but actually, that is really great. You think for money, for the power you get, the tone is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's light as anything as well.
Yes.
These rumbles are really, really light.
Yeah.
I think I'd go there, but maybe with the V3.
Okay. Well, that's not bad then. So what you're going to end up spending? 450.
450.
Plus another 300.
Yeah. So actually about 750.
That's 750.
750.
Well, we said under £1,000. So
Yeah.
that's fine. You know, with that you could, I don't know, you could buy a nice case for the bass.
Case.
Get yourself some nice leads.
A pedal or two.
Yeah, if you wanted, or just go down the pub and get. Which is what I might do.
No.
So all right, well that's pretty good. Do you know what
I was really impressed with that.
I think the same. You know, I really like the TC's nice and it's compact. For the money, I think that's great.
Yep.
What was it? 2 what?
299.
So just under 300.
Got a built-in tuner.
It does.
It's one that the other ones don't.
It does. It's got some hidden things on the back I didn't realise. This has got a headphone socket, this one, and it's got aux in and some things like that. So it's got some good spec on it. It's also got the tone print facility as well, where you can have an effect on it.
So through your pickups.
On
your phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do any of that. If you love your effects, you don't want to buy a board or anything, if you fancy having it built in.
So that does make that good value. Obviously, I don't think you're going to be gigging with this unless you can, stick it through some big PA.
Yeah, and it's got a line out though, isn't it? Or has it? That's the thing. I'm not too sure. I know these two do.
It's all very well hidden on this amp. That's the thing. Speaker out. Goes into the speaker out. Aux in. Yeah, it's got DI out.
So DI. Okay, so you got it as a decent monitor.
Yeah.
If you want to get everything else go out the front of the house. So options with these all equally as giggable. Obviously, it's just going to be down to preference on tone, preference on bass. Obviously, we picked a few. There's hundreds in there. Obviously, you may have a little bit more to spend, but this is just to give you an idea of what you can get for £1,000.
I think this was noticeably louder, wasn't it?
I think this has got a 115 speaker in as well, and I think that, like we said, I think just the presence of the low end thing as well just gives it a bit more oomph, and the size of the cab as well, the actual cabinet of it all. Maybe you get something there, a bit more resonance, but
yeah. And the Mark bass then, what did you think?
I like it. It's got a very precise tone. It's very. I was getting more mid frequency coming from that than when we plug straight through this.
Okay.
This has got that more balanced, sort of high end, low end, more of a natural kind of scoop to it.
Yeah.
But this, more focused. We didn't play around with the EQ again, to be honest, but great power. Great, it's very, very lightweight, like them all, but the most expensive out of them all. I think for what we've got here, that's my favourite.
Yeah, I'd go along with you on that. But of course, everybody's got their own ideas about what they want, So I think that really, ultimately, the best thing you can do is just come into the store and try them out and see what you think.
Definitely.
Would you agree?
Come on down.
Come on down and try them out. That's
Plug
the best
in.
idea. I have to say, I also really liked the P-Bass when I plugged that in. I thought it sounded great.
P-Bass through the TT.
Yeah, I thought that sounded really nice.
Yeah, it does. And we joke about it before, P-Bass has been pretty limited, but that sound they've got...
That's the sound,
is
isn't
just
it?
wicked. It is just wicked. So
I quite enjoyed that, yeah. Cool.
Nice.
All right, well, there you go. That's a little idea of what you can get
It was
for...
relatively helpful. As helpful as we can be,
Yeah.
There's some options for you.
Yeah, it's something to think about. Huh? Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. It's been all about the bass, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.